when you sit down to write, sometimes things come from where you don't know.
Of all the years we worked together, not even once did you even tease us that, hey, ooh. Love is one of the things you've sung about. Are you going to diversify, or you want to stick around the subject of love?
I like to write music that connects.
That connects.
Yeah, music that speaks to people, that helps them to feel, they're not alone.
Yeah.
The story I'm telling in Still Here, for example, might not only be my story.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are, I greet you. This is your boy Patrick Salvado, the man from Mbokolo. And I am very, very super excited to be hosting a very interesting character. I'll call her a character because her story is not so different from mine. And it's very interesting that she chose me to be the one to host this interview because I believe we can relate. Me and her can relate. First of all, fun fact, I worked with her when I was still an engineer before I ventured into comedy, before I ventured into the arts. We used to sit almost on the same desk doing work for other people and making money for other people until we decided enough was enough. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not going to go into wasting your time. I'm going to go straight into introducing my guest this evening, this morning, this afternoon, wherever you are. Ladies and gentlemen, she goes by the name of Nita. I've known her as Joanita, but nevertheless, Nita it is. Please welcome Nita on the show. Welcome.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you for accepting to host, this conversation.
No, I had to because it's not every day that I find somebody who has my kind of story. So it feels nice to hear it from somebody else. The challenges, the things, the wolokoso that goes around, shifting. That gear shift is not like from 1 to 2.
Is it 1 to 7?
8. If gear 8 exists, it is a massive gear shift.
Yeah.
But you're here, and I'm sure you're proud of it. You're happy about it. But before we go deep down into that, I just want you to let whoever is watching out there know who is Nita.
So Nita, I go by Nita Katushabe. Not very different from my name, but I go by Nita Katushabe as what you might call a stage name. I'm a singer, a songwriter. I love music, but what I love the most is being able to tell stories through music and being able to connect with other people who have similar experiences. I'm also, my background is in engineering. As he has already said, I come from the, technical world, so what you said from 1 to 8 is correct, because when people hear now you're doing music, they're like, what they don't understand what's happening. But yeah, that's what
the funny thing, of all the years we worked together, not even once did you even tease us that nothing, zero. At least for me, I used to be funny in office.
Yeah,
I used to be funny in office.
That was true. It wasn't a surprise.
You surprised me. For those who don't know, so one time I'm hosting an event, and they tell me there's this artist called Nita. She's coming to perform, and I'm like, what time is she coming? And they say anytime she's called, she's on the way. So I go on with the program, and then Nita arrives, and then I see her, and I'm like, hey, welcome. I think you're part of the audience. Find where to sit. And she says, no, I'm the one going to perform. I was like, it's a lie. You are lying. I was like, hell no. But here you are, surprisingly for me, because I didn't see it coming. When was that time you felt, you know what? I think I can sing. When did you feel that pull that made you think, I can do this, I can sing, I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter? When was the time? When did
I've always sung, from when I was a child, I've always sung. Most of the time, of course, it was in church circles and all of that, but I knew I could sing. And then as you grow up, you start, of course you watch TV, you see people on stage, and then you like certain, and I like that. I like to be on stage. I would do solos sometimes and all of those things as I was growing up. But this is not something you do as a career. It's not something you choose to do. So I knew I would sing, and I would take the opportunity to sing when I could.
You didn't know that it could be something you could choose as a career.
they want you to be an engineer, a doctor,
The
a lawyer.
orthodox.
So like there's no way you can start having that conversation, you know, especially from back in the day in Kakati, you know what, me, I'm going to sing. Like you can't have that conversation. But as I grew up, I knew that music would be a part of my life in some way, shape, or form.
Somehow you knew.
Yes. But then later on, you know, after we've graduated, we've started working, you're starting to see more examples of people, you know, who are doing singing as a career. And then like that desire to sing, to make music never stopped. So at some point, even as I became an engineer and then I moved into, you know, the marketing side, product management, in my mind, I knew one day I'm going to do this. Like other people didn't know. It's not like something I sat down and told anybody, but it's something I was working towards, like mentally, but also, you know, preparing yourself. How will I manage, you know, financially, all of those things.
Can I say you were doing well at work?
Yeah. I mean.
Where was that point that you said, you know what? However much I'm doing very well, I'm thriving here. This is now what I am going to do. When was that time you said, you know what? Thank you, engineering. Thank you, marketing department. But I think my heart has gone into music, has gone into songwriting. When was that time you said, you know what? This is it?
So like I said, I always knew that time was coming. Yes. But because things are comfortable, the money is coming every month, you know, whether you have worked very hard or you haven't, the money is coming, you know. Yeah. So like you keep postponing. So I'm like, not yet, I'll do. But after a while, you're like, but you know, the years are passing. I have to do this at some point. There will come a point when I actually won't be able to do it. And I said I was doing well because, yes, I was earning money and I had room to grow, in the career. Yeah. But then, you know, the corporate environment and how stressful it can get. And so I got to a point in my job where it was really getting stressful. And you know, when you're thinking, this is not what I truly want to do, it's not what I'm passionate about. I'm doing it because, yes, I can do it. I enjoy it sometimes. But you know that the real thing that you want to do is something else. And then you're having these challenges at work of sometimes the environment gets toxic. Some people don't appreciate the work you're doing. Others don't understand it, so they think you're doing, I don't know, which other things. So I think I just got to a point where I said, I think it's time to like get out of, the comfort and everything. And I can't keep postponing this forever.
They say no matter how good you are, if you're not happy, it won't work.
Exactly. Exactly. So
you've hinted a bit about, the corporate world. I can guarantee you, I can prepare you for the fact that, like we said, it's a gear shift. The corporate world is a little bit different from this other world.
It's more structured.
Take us through your corporate world, your typical day in the corporate world. How was it?
So it's interesting that you asked that because in many ways, as I like to relate what I was doing as a product manager with like creating a song, because product management, I was a product manager, so I would conceptualize product. I write down an idea or what we eventually call a product specification, and then I pass it on to someone else to do.
You pass it on to us to implement.
To you or to IT.
People are nice.
But we also have to think.
I have beef.
And then we have whatever you've implemented, we have to test. All of those things. And then we have to train other people. This is how it works. Yeah. We have to tell them the product is nice. It's good like this, so they can sell it. Yeah. So my job normally revolved around that, thinking about products, supporting those who are going to sell the products, giving them information about them, training people on the products, testing them when on my part, the IT department is ready and has delivered. Most of my wars were usually between what I said I wanted. You guys have given me something different. So most of my struggles actually revolved around that. Yeah. But that was the day. You come in when after COVID came in, we were working from home. So we got the opportunity to work some days. Like when COVID ended, there was, you could do some days at work, you could do some days at home. So things like that. You're on the computer responding to emails. You're in meetings and meetings and more meetings.
I know the feeling. You've talked about, when you're in the marketing side, you are creating. Don't you think that was like a preparation? That was preparing you for this other side?
It was in
Tell us, like, how in the corporate world, how was your creativity based on? From the 5 to 9, like you sit down, is it the same as writing a song, composing a song, or it was different?
So the similarity is this.
Yeah.
When I'm thinking about a product, I want the product to be able to do X or to be able to do Y.
Yeah.
But how do we create something like that?
Yeah.
And how will people be able to use it so that it can do what we say it does? So you're basically thinking through the entire journey. It's like you're writing a story. It has a beginning or an introduction. It has the body, the product works like this. This part fits with the other part, the other part fits with the other part, and then it has a conclusion. So for me, always writing, for example, a product specification was like writing a song. Like I could feel something is not incomplete here. I need to add something. Or so this story is not complete, kind of. So for me, it's the same with writing a song. I can tell when something is missing in the song. It's not yet complete. I need to add that. I need to remove that. I need to maybe get help from someone to fix this part that's, that is not fitting well together. So those are the similarities that I find, as a...
Do you find it easy shifting those gears? Because for me, it was very, very hard. At least for you, there was a creative element in your career, in your corporate life, and now in your artistry. You at least you know you can shift from here to here. For me, it was a different ball game. End engineering, switches gone. Where are you? Stage. You have to make people laugh.
No, I think it's more like you. It's hard because you see what I find is that creating the music is the easy part because you're working with you or you're working with a few other people. You're doing something maybe that you like. You're creating a story, you're writing a story in that song and everything. But when you're done, then you have to record, which is also still a bit on the easy side.
Yes.
But then you have to get people to hear it, which is on, the marketing side. Now you get into people, now you get into selling yourself. Now you get into that's where like the whole thing changes, and I'm sure you experienced that. So it's totally different, and the industry here is not as structured as maybe those overseas and all of that.
So here is Nita, the engineer, who was finalizing her last day in the corporate world. She signs out from her computer at 5, goes home, calls family, and says, "People, this was my last day. I am shifting gears. I'm taking on music full time." What was the reaction? 1, of your family. 2, I am sure society, your friends, and then the general society. What was the reaction when you told them, you know what, I'm now going full time into music?
There are people who knew before, before they...
For them, they saw it from the beginning. They were like, "Oh no!"
For example, the day I decided this was it.
Yes.
Like I don't know, I was seated at my desk. It's afternoon. I don't know what was happening. There weren't a lot of people happy, but I think there was something specific I was working on. That I was like, "Nayendi kuchiwan." So my boss came back, took her to the boardroom, sat her down, and said, "This is the day."
Yeah.
But I had told her before. That like 2 years before that I'm interested in music, and at some point I want to get into it. So she knew that day was coming, but maybe she didn't know that it was coming then or it was coming that soon.
She didn't know the timing, but she knew.
But she knew. Anytime, this girl is going to tell me, this is the end of the road. So my siblings, some of them knew, like I've been doing music, so they know I'm a musician and they know I'm trying to do it a bit more. So I'd sort of had the conversation, like not exactly this is going to be the day, but they knew at one point, that's something I was going to do. My parents.
Continue.
So my parents, I didn't. Of course, they see you performing once in a while here, there, but they think,
hobby.
Exactly, her hobby. So I didn't, when I resigned, I didn't tell them, because between resignation and last day, there is, there was some time.
3 weeks.
3 months, actually.
3 months, yes.
So I didn't tell them, because I didn't want to have the conversation of, I didn't want it to be like I'm asking them.
Yes.
I wanted it to be like I'm informing them.
Informing them, hey guys, this is the... Okay.
Yes. So I didn't tell them. But like a week to my last day, I told my dad. You see, this is what is happening. I resigned, da, 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 da. And my dad is like, can't you go back? Can't you ask them for your job back? So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, yes, I'm leaving the 9 to 5 thing. I'm going to do music, but maybe I'll do some, consultancy on the side. Like, that's what I had in mind, and that's what I told him.
Yeah.
So I guess that sort of softened the thing for him. Okay. Yeah, but of course, in his mind, he's like, can't they take you back? Or he wanted to know that.
Both of them at the same time.
Or can't they give you more money? Can't you talk to them?
Most of the time they think it's about money.
So that was a conversation with my dad. My mom was sick at the time.
Oh dear.
So I didn't want to make things worse.
Yes.
So I told her a month after my last day. And part of the reason I told her is because, in MTN there's this thing where they give you like minutes for your parents.
Yeah.
Now, of course, that thing was going to end. So my mom sees her minutes. Some all of a sudden are not acting the way they are supposed to be acting. So yeah, I had to spill the beans and say, this is what happened.
It's because of...
But I think my mom, because at some point she had been encouraging me to do like events and sing at it, because she goes to weddings and she sees people sing and she knows her daughter sing. So it's like, why don't you also do this? So I think she understood a bit more.
Okay.
She just wanted to know, how are you going to make money, or how are you going to survive?
Yeah.
Are you prepared? Are you? So yeah.
Were you scared when you like on the last day? Because for me, on the last day, when I got back home, it hit me that, hey, Salvador, you have resigned, you have left. What next? Were you scared? And if you were, what is that one thing, that motivation, that one belief that made you say, you know what? I can do this. But were you scared initially?
Not really, honestly. Like,
you knew?
I knew this time was, like, I had known for many years.
You prepared.
Yes, I had known for many years that this day is coming. But I also knew that if I don't do it now, I probably won't. Yeah, like at some point you have to cut the cord,
when
as
the
they say.
There,
when the energy is there, when the love, exactly. Yeah. So I had this, of course people ask you, they think you're crazy, and then you're like, am I also crazy? Like you think about it, am I crazy? Is something wrong? Will I probably regret this and that? But I think the time between when I told my boss and when I actually left was quite a while.
Yes.
So I had time to think. And I think I also had a sort of thought of, because the work I was doing it's a bit of a versatile role.
Yeah.
It's not like engineering specifically.
So you're supposed to do everything. Yeah.
So you can sort of move into a different industry and do the same role. So I thought, if the worst comes to the worst, I can find something or all of that. But I was like, let's go see what's out there. I'm probably a bit crazy, but
I know it will work. You see, I like using myself as an example, because this is really, really you are my life on the other side. When the comedy for me started building up, I never knew I was going to leave. But there was that point, that incident that happened to me that made me say, you know what? If I don't leave now, I will make it bad for me. Because I remember I went to, for those who don't know, we used to work late in the night. We had what they call cutovers. This was work we had to do in the night when people are sleeping, so that service is not majorly interrupted. So I had a cutover on a day that I had a comedy show. But those cutovers start late.
Yes.
So I went for my comedy show, and then I came at about midnight, prepared my scripts. I had the guy in the field, and we did a cutover up to about 6 a.m. So what happens is, if you leave at 6 a.m., definitely you need some time to rest.
To rest, yes.
So as I was resting, my boss, my supervisor, you know him, I will not mention his name. I'll be giving him credit for nothing. So my supervisor comes and 8 o'clock, I'm not there. 9 o'clock, I'm not there. Midday, I'm not there. And instead of asking around, he assumed automatically.
You just hadn't come
I was
to
at
work.
the comedy night, and I spent the night out drinking with my friends, so I was recovering from hangover. No questions asked, no what, just goes ahead to write a very damning email and copies everybody who had to be copied. So my phone is ringing, everyone is calling me from office. So I finally wake up at about 2, and I pick up and they're telling me, boss, check your email. It's going down. Anytime now, you are leaving. I said, what? So I check the email and I see the thread of even
Fire.
Examples, photos attached of me on stage. So what I did was to call the person I worked with from planning, because it was planning, fixed lines, and then the person in the field. So I just got the emails, because they were not copied in the emails. So what I did, I got those emails, and then I put them in the thread. And I said, guys, I was working. What hurt me the most is there was no apology. But, oh, sorry, I was wrong. And they said, next time inform us. I was like, eh? Basically, you have no... So I was like, in case this is to happen. So basically, I realized I was a target. Just in case I was to mess up. And chances were there that I would mess up. I said, you know what? That very day, I didn't even give the 3 months notice.
Yeah.
Me, I had no 3 months notice. I just made up my mind. I actually drove from home, came to office, bam. So, you, Nita, I want to know. Because for you, at least you knew, you planned. But I am sure there is that point where you say, today is the day I write that letter. Over, it was all in the plan.
So, in my mind, every year you postpone. You're like, I'm going to, then, but no, not yet. No, not yet. No, not yet. We first have to do this. We first have to do that. So the day I, told my boss,
yes,
I'm just sitting at my, because all along, every year comes and but there is this date that has to come.
Yes.
So that day I was sitting at the desk, I said, this is it. I don't know what happened, but I think
that pushed you.
No, there was. I don't remember exactly what was happening. I think there was some. Of course, that environment. There's always something.
There's something.
But I think in that particular moment, it wasn't even the worst thing that had ever happened. But it was just. I think I was reading an email. It was some situation happened.
Yeah.
Not the worst, like I said, but it was just that of. But why am I still doing this?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know.
Why am I still doing, I'm just seated, I'm like, but why am I still doing this? So then I told her, then of course there's a conversation of first wait. I had the conversation with my head of department, he knew what I wanted to do. Of course people don't think you're serious, how do you move from this to that?
Yes.
So he knew what I wanted to do, but he also knew my issues.
Yeah.
For example, I was the role I had been in, it was understaffed.
Yeah.
And I had been talking about it for years.
Yeah.
We need more people. And it had never been dealt with.
Yeah.
So basically you're dealing with that stress, but you're also thinking about, I know that I want to be doing something else. So there was that 1 or 2 months of think about it. We could do this. We could increase your salary. We could, all those conversations happened. But then I thought about it. But the day came when I said, no, I'm writing this letter. So I wrote the letter.
It has to happen.
Yeah. So when I wrote the letter, the car was moving. I think people always thought I'm going to reverse.
Yeah.
There was enough time, people kept thinking, because of what I said I was going to do, people assume, you're going to reverse. Others think, she has another job. Others, they think you're lying or you're traveling, you're going out of the country, many things. But there was that moment, you said, and then there was the time of, stay. You can do both.
You can do both.
There are many people who do both.
Yes.
But for me, I wasn't that kind of person. I'm the person who really gives my all on the
For those
job.
who don't understand, engineers give 100% to whatever they are doing. There's nothing like half. But I can do this and that.
Yeah.
It is very, very hard.
Yeah.
It is very, very hard. Now, here you are, you're having this creativity life. and you have to professionalize it, and you have to do this, and you're faced with new challenges every day. Is there something new that you experience, something unfamiliar to you that you have experienced?
That's a hard question to answer. There are different things. There are many things that are okay. So, for example, even this conversation is
very true. Very, very, very.
Even
because back in the day, we would be exchanging. I'm the one who sent you the email, but now it's a little bit different.
Yeah, even this conversation. There we are sitting at our desks on the PC. You're dealing with, yes, you're dealing with people, but not that many people, and the same people every day. Here, you're probably meeting, new people. Yes. Today, you have to deal with another artist. Tomorrow, you have to deal with a producer. Then you have to talk to, I don't know, go to the radio, try to get them to play your music and all of those things. So it's a different dynamic. And in many ways, I think I've had to cultivate a different side of myself.
True.
Being able to look at things differently. Get, as they say, stepping outside of my comfort zone.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've had to sort of change my mindset in a way, but also the 9 to 5 is structured. You go, if they're expecting you at 8.
At 8. And
if you don't show, somebody is going to be knocking. How come you haven't showed? Yeah, you're the one to decide. Hey, today I will write or I will not write.
Oh, I will not write.
Also, if you don't write, you know what the consequences are.
You don't.
You don't write, or you don't chase that show, or you don't, you have a show, you don't try to sell the tickets, you don't call people to tell them to come, you don't, send those texts, those messages to inform people, and basically putting yourself out there as much as possible. It's,
Have you experienced any culture shock, from your 9 to 5 job, and now you're here in the creative arts? Because one thing I'm going to tell you is there's a lot of things you're going to experience which are going to really test you. I just want to know whether you are mentally prepared. And if you are, was there any prior preparation? Or you are like, I will prepare as it comes. I will face it as they come, as the challenges, because there are quite many.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah. So are you mentally prepared, or are you going to face every challenge as they come?
But what's the difference?
When you're mentally prepared. When you're mentally prepared, you don't care whatever comes.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Yes. Or you'll be like, I didn't know this was happening. It's happening. This is how I'm going to approach it. Like for me, right now, I know how to approach, challenges which come, because I anticipate them. So when they come, I am ready. You're a newbie. Some challenges you're going to be like, this also happens. So I want to know whether you did prior research and you're kind of ready, or you're going to be like, I'm a hard guy. I am going to face this as they come.
I think a bit of both.
Okay.
A bit of both. Mentally prepared in the sense that I'm prepared for what comes.
Yes.
As in, I know that I will probably have to look for resources within me that I've not used before for certain situations. Yes. I had conversations, and I've had conversations over time. I'm still learning and I'm still new, but I've had conversations over time with people in the industry, people who are already, those who've made it, sort of, I guess you can put it that way, those who are still on the journey but are older than me in the industry. So I've had those conversations to try and understand, how do you navigate, how do you do this, how do you do that? So in many ways, I'm still on the journey, and it has helped me a lot to try and learn from those who are already, who've already been here and how they do things. And I've also tried to tread a bit carefully, like not rushing into things, or not trying to do everything at the same time, or fall into everything immediately, but, bite off bits and bits and bits.
Nice. We have done more talking than, because we are talking about music. Music, I did this. Let us go into the music. You have an EP. How many songs does it have?
6.
Yeah, nice. You released it?
I released it, yeah.
And the title? You tell the viewer. The title?
I can't mention.
May I ask my question? The title.
The title is Love Hustle. The title is Love Hustle.
Why Love Hustle?
So there was a time when I had just started this, there was a time I was trying to challenge myself to write more.
Yeah.
So I wrote a number of songs. But then I also had the idea that I being someone who has just started, people need to know who you are, what kind of music you do. So I had released 1 or 2 singles, but I wanted to release a body of work. So it turned out that not all the songs I had written, but a few of them that I had written were on this topic of love and the ups and as it turns out, mostly the downs.
We are getting there.
So when I was thinking about which songs can I put, because in my mind I want to release a body of work, but I want it to sort of be around a certain theme.
Yes.
So the songs I put together, the songs that I felt I wanted to be out there, at least for the start, happened to be those ones.
About love. And its hustles.
And its hustles.
People.
And its hustles.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's how we ended up there.
You wait. Coming now. The songs, are they based on personal experiences, people's experiences? Tell us how, because some people sit down like Jose Chameleon told us about when he sang Kumo Bwesigwa. It was about when his baby mama at the time, Dorothea, used to suspect him of every time he's going out. Then he came and said, waliwo nze bwembula n'olowooza nti no mbeera mu kucakala agawala isiba mu kucakala mama w'abaana mbeera mu kukazana. So one day he got Dorothea and put her in the car and they went, and then she understood. So Love Hustle. You said some ups and mostly downs. So, tell us, is it based on personal experience or generally love as a subject?
I think both, bits of both. So there are some songs that would not exist if it wasn't for personal experience.
The guy really messed you up.
Good.
Thank you. Whoever it is, thank you for helping us release an EP.
You know, if it wasn't for those experiences. Yeah, so there are some songs that would not exist if, like certain situations had not happened. Then there are also those songs that are picked from what I see and what I observe and other people's experiences. Then there are those that are my experience and
so it's a combination.
It's a combination of both.
There are 6 songs. There is that one that you sit down and listen to. This one is deep down in my heart. I feel it. I hold it special. This one. Is there one song in that EP that you sit down and you are like, yo, yeah, this one is mine?
Yeah, there is.
Would you mind sharing? Because people are going to look out for your EP. Check out our EP. I think it's on YouTube right now.
It's wherever people stream. Yeah, they're on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon, beyond.
Please check out the EP. Nita Love Hustle. Nita Katushabe, Love Hustle. And check out all the songs. And then particularly look out for this one song that is going to tell us that really got her. And why?
The song is called, actually there are 2. But let me tell you the one. It's called Still Here.
Still Here.
It's interesting because it's not a fresh experience. But like when you sit down to write, sometimes things come from where you don't. Yes. But then sometimes, they come from, you didn't expect that this is what will come. Yeah. But you know that you're writing about a particular experience. So you want to know about the...
Still Here. You see, you are explaining how you are doing it. Me, I want to know why.
Still Here. It wasn't why I wrote it, but I know that it's about that particular experience. Like it wasn't my intention to write the song, but it. So it's an old story back in the day. I'm still a bit young. Not
We have
very,
time. We have time.
not very, but I was still a bit young, and I think I had certain ideas about what love was supposed to look like, and then somebody comes and pulls the rug out from under your feet, and they are not at all like what you thought. They are not at all like what you thought the person would look like or what they would be like. You understand? So in all of that confusion, I pushed the guy away. And then, of course, you know what happens when you push someone away who doesn't want to know.
Who was right?
Who was right?
Your imagination of what you thought love was, or his experiences of him showing you what love is supposed to be?
What you umbuza?
No. I am a menace. I'm a menace. You know, you women, you like singing things.
No, Bambi, I don't blame him.
So, you are naive.
Exactly.
Finally, a woman admitting on camera. Producer, you will cut this out and you send it to me special. In case a woman says anything, I send her this video.
I don't blame the guy. As in, this heartbreak was self-inflicted.
Because you thought you knew.
I thought I knew. I thought this one, see you.
That song has to be personal. I think even if I was to write it song and such an experience happened.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what it's.
So let's talk about. You know, you said you do now. You are focusing on contemporary music. Love is one of the things you've sung about. Are you able to diversify, or you want to stick around the subject of love? You know, family, relationships, or you're going to sing about?
I think.
Are you going to be diverse?
I expect to be diverse. Okay. I hope to be diverse, and I think two of the first songs I released actually, they were about love, because one of them was about gratitude and family. It was a song I wrote for my brother's wedding.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was around family and gratitude, and you know, like the situation of a wedding, both families are coming together. The children who are getting married are grateful for what their families have done for them to get them to that place. Another one was about God, and it was about love, but love for God.
Should we say love is a theme you're very comfortable?
It makes
like
the world
natural.
It makes the world go round, they say. What? No, but love not in only one dimension. So I'm not talking about just
dimension.
I'm not talking about only romantic relationships. That's why I was talking about love for God, love in family, love for one another. This is a that is where I come from.
It is still the same theme. It's about love. Love your neighbors, you love yourself. Whether it is you are a woman, you are God, not God. God, of course, is above. Your parents, you are what, love your neighbors, you love yourself.
Or tegede. It's a theme I'm comfortable with, because I like to write music that connects. Yeah, music that speaks to people, that helps them to feel, you know, they're not alone. Yeah. The story I'm telling in Still Here, for example, might not only be my story. Probably it's someone here, exactly. So I can't say that I'm comfortable, but it's something that just comes because I'm trying to, yeah.
Would you be open to the idea, because there are producers out there who will listen to your voice and they say, this girl can fit in this subject. Very uncomfortable subject.
Like
but
what?
They know the voice is the one that can fit the song. Would you be open to such?
What's an uncomfortable?
There are many. Yeah. You want me to say it in camera? There are those songs people listen to and they say, this woman is brave.
Yeah, I don't know. I may not be that brave yet.
Okay.
So I think it's an exploration as you write, as you grow as an artist. Sometimes you feel that I want to talk about now this other topic, or I want to express this other thing. Those topics you're talking about of this woman is brave and all of that.
Yes.
We may not. I think you explore and you what's the word? Test limits and boundaries. Yeah. So as an artist, I would want to grow. So sometimes it means that you're not going to only stick to one subject. We talked about love, but sometimes it's about struggle. Sometimes it's about personal growth. Sometimes it's about the hustle of whatever you're doing. So
So I wanted to find out, have you found music an easy way of expressing your life's experiences? And do you think you're going to be open to expressing everything that happens to you in your life?
I can't say. I can't say at this point. I can't know if I'll be open to expressing everything. But I think I found it to be an avenue. I'm sure there's a show I had, one of my first shows, and I hadn't recorded most of the songs, but I was presenting original music. And some of my people who have known me for like the longest time from like secondary school, and they were like, you sang those things in front of your parents. But they were innocuous things. Like I was saying simple things.
Yes.
Of course, simple, like some of the songs were love songs, so talking about love. Some of those songs are now on Love Hustle. But, and it wasn't the kind of song where you can say, that woman is brave. No. But I think because it's me, and they're not used to hearing me talk about that, then they're like, that kind of thing. So I think it's an avenue that I can use to express and to talk about things that maybe I normally wouldn't talk about, or people would normally not ask me about. Yeah.
What are you more excited to, explore in the near future? What is it that I want to do this? What is it that, because everybody has a talent. Everybody has that thing, the goal, the dream that they are chasing. What is that one thing? Or even two, or even three?
I think I would like to write more, also for other people. Yeah, for other people. And a challenge I've found as a writer is you need to know a little bit of production.
Yes.
Because when you write and go to the studio and give your song to a producer, you need to be able to speak the language so that the song comes out the way you envisioned it. Because sometimes you can write a song and then the way it's recorded, it sounds different. The words are the same and the music is the same, but somehow it communicates differently. So that's a skill I would want to try and develop, because it would help me, I think, as a songwriter. Yeah, but I also need to be a bit more out there in the market to get into deeper waters.
Thank you for talking about deeper waters. I'm a producer. I'm the serious ragga beat, dancehall.
Yeah.
But my voice, the voice I have envisioned.
So you want to know if I would.
Are you open to other challenges when it comes to the sounds? Like you contemporary. I am still here. I didn't finish. Are you open to new sounds? Are you curious about trying out new sounds?
Yes.
And testing your depth of the waters?
Yeah.
What are some of those sounds that you think, you know what, if they gave me this thing, I think I would approach it in this way?
I wrote a song which has been recorded yet, but in my mind I was thinking about it as a dance song. Only I don't know if I will sing it. I don't know if I'll be the one to record it.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm curious about sound
you
and
have
about
an open ear for any kind of sound.
Yeah.
I love the fact that
there are those that I gravitate to, like as a person that I tend to like, but sometimes you mix two things that seem very different and they come out with something interesting.
Yeah.
So that's something I would like to explore. As an artist or as a musician, you're always interested in sounds, and sometimes you're interested in putting together things that don't seem like they work together. So that's something I would like to explore, and I think it would teach me more. Yeah, so that I'm not so closed in my own ideas.
The qualities of a good artist is when they throw you in the deep waters, even if you don't know how to swim, but you manage to find yourself out. So do not, like Eliud Kipchoge said, you are limitless. Never ever limit yourself when you're creative. And if talking about, unlimited creativity, what is that dream that you want to see unfold? Whether small or big, but you say, once this happens, I believe I would have not reached, but accomplished that one dream. What is that dream that you want to see unfold?
There are things I'm even scared of saying.
Why? Like I said, Eliud Kipchoge, every time you think about
Said you are limitless.
you are limitless. Even if people say, ah, once you believe it, you will achieve it.
I'd like to write for a movie that would, like a song that wins, let's say, an Oscar.
And what makes you think that is impossible? Why are you afraid to talk about it? From your mouth to God's ear.
I know, right?
Always speak what you have in your mind.
It just sounds so big, but then they also say that if your dream is, there's something I say about dreams that if they don't scare you, then they are not worth it.
They are not worth dreaming.
Yeah. So it scares me.
Like me, every time I sleep and I just dream of a madman or a night dancer chasing me. Sure. I get scared. So if your dream does not scare you, then it's not worth dreaming.
Yeah.
That is actually impressive. You know, you like the first person I've ever had who says they want to write a song that could win an Oscar. What? But it is an achievable dream. I never knew that I would be in the semi-finals of the world's funniest man. The world's funniest person. In 2016, I achieved that. It was not even a dream.
Yeah, it's just something that
happened. And I was like, so when I think it's right now that it is hitting me, that world's funniest person. And when I look at the accomplishment of the top 10, the guys who are in that competition, the top 10, the things they have achieved now, and I'm like, I was in the semi-final with these guys.
With these guys, yeah.
Me from Uganda. So no dream is unachievable, man. No dream is unachievable. It's been great listening to you, listening to my other side.
Have I said anything that has surprised you, like in this?
From the beginning. Listen, Nita, even when you called me, I was still not sure. I was like, this girl Obai just wants to play me. What are we going to talk about, Rian? But honestly, if I thought like you did now, back in 2011, when I left, I think I would have been far. If I had your mindset at that time. Like me, I was thrown in the deep waters.
By the way, it's the same.
At least you have an idea of how to swim. You may not know how to swim, but you have an idea. Like, you know, if I hold my breath, I can maybe float. Me, it was like, fight! And the more you fight, the more you may sink. By God's grace, you may find yourself.
But you swam. And
I swam.
And you're still swimming.
I swam, and I'm still swimming. And I just want to encourage you as a person who's been there that it's not going to be easy, but at the same time, it's not going to be too hard. You understand? When you get it right, trust me, you're going to sail. You're going to make mistakes along the way. You're going to make bad decisions along the way. But all these are just to help you grow. Because if you don't make any mistakes in this industry, you will never learn. When everything is going according to plan, always be scared. Always be scared. And the day you ever not worry about a performance, just know you're losing it.
So you have to keep on your toes and keep on.
If you never get nervous when you have a performance, just know you're losing it. Just know there's something that is not right. Either the event is not right for you, or you are losing the passion. So there's so many things that are going to happen, but I love your zeal. I love your commitment. And trust me, it's all we need in this industry. The rest will just follow. You've talked about passion. In this whole interview we have talked about, you've mentioned money almost like twice. And you mentioned the word passion. I was counting about 35 times. And that gives me a lot of hope. That gives me a lot of joy because so many people join for the wrong reasons. If your passion doesn't drive you, you'll never make it. So, Nita, it's been a pleasure. And I take this as an honor for you to have
It's
invited
been a pleasure
me
as well.
to be, on this hot seat with you. You know, I've learned so many things now that I'm going to use. I'm going to use some of your quotes, and people will think I'm very intelligent.
On the stage?
This one of dreams. You think I was contributing? I was stealing. If your dream does not scare you, it's not worth dreaming. I hope this interview doesn't come out before I use it somewhere in an interview. Because I have to sound it. They will know. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Nita Katushabe just right here with me. Engineer, non-practicing. That doesn't take away the fact that she's a top engineer who worked for one of the top telecom companies. I had the honors of sitting on the same desk with her. We had the honors of solving your network problems. You Ugandans, very unappreciative. But I hope now you can get to appreciate her voice, her music. Find it on all the streaming platforms, whether Spotify, YouTube, whichever. Find it, and it's called Love Hustle by Nita Katushabe. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. My name is Salvado, and again, I want to thank my girl, Nita Katushabe, for giving me this opportunity to relive my life in a more modern way.
Thank you for accepting, to be part of this conversation.
Yeah, I had to, yeah.
Again, I take your call. Believe when you say that you miss me. Again, I let you in. Agree when you say you wanna see me. But it's always the same when we meet. If we meet, it's always the same.